It's the best part of Friday. We're talking about the Friday feed. Mr. Gerrod Brasseux's back from Brasseux's Hardware.
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
Good.
Friday the 13th. You were telling us a little history.
A little history of Friday the 13th, yeah.
It's
Tell us that history really quickly.
None of us, the Knights Templar,
Crusades.
the Crusades. So none of us are Knights Templar, so we're not going to get fired or killed today, so that's a good thing. But yeah, that's where the superstition comes from.
Gotcha. They killed off a bunch of the soldiers on a Friday.
On the Friday,
13th.
that's right. That's right.
That's why everyone gets fired on a Friday. That's the day it happens, yes.
Well, we're talking grilling.
Grilling, right.
Summer's coming. Hopefully one weekend, we'll have some good weather. It might be
Pretty much Easter was the last time we had good weather, good barbecue weather.
We've had 3 good Saturdays in 2018. That's it. we might get 5 by the end of the year.
Well, and that's the thing. So if your grill was like my grill over the winter and it didn't get used at all, chances are at this point, when you're breaking it out springtime, it's going to be pretty nasty, right?
Yeah.
It's probably got some food left on it. It's probably got some grime left on it.
Spiders in it.
That kind of thing. Jamie and I were talking about that. Gas grills are kind of notorious for that, or burners. Even if you crawfish burners, they'll do the same thing. So part of that cleaning process is to really get down. We have a grill here that's pretty nasty on the inside.
It's pretty
grimy.
nasty.
Yeah, it's been
grill here.
It's been sitting for a while, and basically what you want to do is you want to get as much grime as you can off of it. And grime, what we mean by that is any kind of old food, grease. You know what a lot of people don't know too is if you had this grill outside and you put a cover on it, then you're trapping airflow. And so that's how you get mold and that kind of thing. So you like your covers because it keeps the outside of your grill clean, but it'll keep the inside of your grill with a lot of moisture and things like that. So things don't breathe.
If you get mold in the grill, is it all?
Oh no, absolutely no. You can actually burn it off, right?
Okay.
Or you can use something like an oven cleaner. There's some brands out there that make different types, but they'll make a barbecue and oven cleaner. But any oven cleaner that you can use in your house, you can use on your grill. So same thing, just follow the directions on the can, spray the inside, heat it up just like you would your oven. You want to use fume-free if possible, as much as you can. The only thing that I wouldn't recommend using an oven cleaner on would be like a ceramic grill, like a Big Green Egg or Kamado Joe, something like that, because those grills are porous, and there's a chance you could get that chemical actually inside. And those grills are really self-cleaning in the sense that you could get them hot enough where it would burn everything off on the inside. Your gas grills, your pellet grills, your smokers will not do that because they won't get high enough in temperature. So you have to use some alternative methods. And the one thing that you want to do is make sure that whatever you're using to clean your grill, if it's not a recommended oven cleaner, that it's something that's biodegradable and food safe.
Like the all-natural cleaner.
All-natural cleaner, exactly. And most of those are going to have some type of solvents in them, but biodegradable solvents that will not influence the food or anything like that.
All right. Well, Gerrod, what are we talking about at 7:30 when we come back?
So 7:30, we're going to talk about new tools that are out for grilling, different techniques that are around now that have been around for a long time, but kind of didn't filter down. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back with more after the break and some more Friday feed a little bit later in the show, so stay with us. Welcome back to the Friday feed. If I were ever to become a superhero,
Wolverine.
The latest in self-defense.
Go ahead and rotate those wrists. I want to see it in slow motion. There we go. Yeah. Those are sharp.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Gerrod Brasseux from Brasseux's Hardware in Abbeville, talking about getting ready for the summer, getting grill ready, and we've got some new tools out.
That's right. So I mean, there's your tried and true tools, like the ones that you're holding in your hands right now. These are bear paws. Used to handle like pork butts and briskets and things like that, large pieces of meat where you got to move them around. A great set of barbecue tongs. What I like about these is you can actually hook on your apron. You can hook them on the front of the grill. They're one-handed. You don't have to pull the little thing out to get them to open. So that's what works great about these.
And they're long.
And they're long. That's right. So you can get all the way to the back of the grill.
Burn the hairs on the back of your hand.
Which brings up the gloves. So these are Kevlar gloves with silicone linings so that they're heat protected, where you can get in there and move grills around if you needed to, or move grill grates specifically like on Kamado style grills where you might be putting in deflector plates that are hot or taking deflector plates out. And then, these are your tried and true things that you have to have. These are more suggestions.
These are good for the house too. Like
Absolutely, for
we
your
have a
oven.
pair.
Yeah, keep them in a drawer and use them for your oven. Absolutely, instead of using mitts.
Those mitts that make it hard to kind of get.
That's right. This gives you much more dexterity, and you can move things around easier.
Now, what is this thing here?
All right,
I'm
so
trying
this
to figure this out. It looks like
this
a
is
big
a,
salt
It's
shaker.
like a pipe bomb.
it's a stainless steel smoke tube. And what you use these for is, let's say that you have a gas grill. You have a gas grill at
have a
home,
gas grill.
and it makes it really hard for you to smoke or generate any kind of smoke flavor. You don't want to use liquid smoke and things like that because that's a chemical. You want something all natural. So you put wood pellets in here, and we'll actually be using this later this morning. We're going to demonstrate this. Put wood pellets in here, and you light it on fire, and you would simply insert it into the grill on its side like that, and it imparts smoke as it rolls over the top.
Kind of
Little-
soaks in
little
that
flavor.
smoky flavor.
You're not generating enough heat to melt anything, but you're giving it smoke flavor.
That's very
So
cool.
does it have an open flame when it's going?
Yes, it will, but it's more of a smoldering flame.
Okay.
Okay, and then instant read thermometers. These are one of the things
Gotta
that,
have that.
you got to have it. If you're cooking by time instead of temperature, I'm sorry, I got a cough. Excuse
Take
me.
your time.
Gotta get
So-
some
We haven't even turned on the smoker yet. We're
No,
already getting
right,
a little
right, already.
Fumey here. Yeah.
So with the instant read thermometer, you're using temperature to regulate exactly what's going on with the meat. Sometimes you'll have meat that's thicker, and cooks quicker and things like that. So if you're using a thermometer, you know that piece of meat is at 135, so it's perfectly medium rare, or it's at 145, or if it's chicken
chicken's
or
all the way
poultry,
down.
right? You want to make sure it's 170. So start cooking with temperature instead of cooking by time.
Well, Jared, we're going to check back in with you, of course, because it's Friday and it's a Friday feed, but we gotta pay some bills. So stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Stuff coming.
It's the Friday feed. We're talking to Mr. Gerrod Brasseux from Brasseux's Hardware, Big O Abbeville.
Big ol' Abbeville.
Now you're gonna cold smoke some cheese and pretzels.
Cold smoked cheese and cold smoked pretzels. Now we're going to season the pretzels. We're going to jazz them up a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so this is the cold smoking tube we were talking about earlier. It's got some wood pellets in here.
Ah, there you go.
All right, cherry flavored wood pellets.
Where do you buy those?
Most of anybody that sells pellet smokers would have them. So in Lafayette, Field and Stream, we have them. I think Walmart even has some version of wood pellets. Okay.
So, well, let's get to jazzing up these pretzels.
Jazzing up these pretzels. Okay. So naturally, pretzels have salt on them. So you don't want to use a rub or seasoning that would have a whole lot of salt. But basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil around there. Not a whole lot, just to coat the pretzels. Okay. Then we'll come in with our rub.
What kind of rub is this?
This is actually Traeger Big Game Rub. So it's a little sugar based. It's got some spice to it. And then we'll just toss these around. Kind of evenly coat them.
And you said you don't want to use something with too much salt because pretzels already have enough.
That's correct. And with the cheese, you don't have to do anything to the cheese, really.
That's going to taste good anyway.
That's right. So at this point, we'll put that all in the same pan. Right there. Okay.
This I got to see.
Smoking pretzels. And that'll go on the grill just like that. So at this point, we'll light our cold smoker, if we can in this wind, and we'll lay it on the edge of the grill here. We'll close our grill and we'll leave it for about 30, 45 minutes.
All right, so you're not lighting the grill.
Not lighting the grill. What we want to do is we don't want to generate enough heat that we're actually melting the cheese. All we want to do is light this enough so that we're generating smoke.
Let's see, how you do it?
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yep. Now let me stand. I'm going to stand.
Just like a hot air balloon.
So you'll see that we're starting to generate a little bit of smoke.
Ooh, I can smell it.
You can smell it. It doesn't take, Jordan, grab that pan so it doesn't blow away. You're going to all smell good after this. So we got good heat right there. We'll just lay that. We'll lay that on its side right there, and you'll see that it'll eventually kind of go out. And we'll close it. And that's it.
And that's it.
So you see we're generating smoke. It'll continue to burn kind of all the way through that tube. If you're doing ribs or you're doing jerky or something like that where you needed a lot of smoke for a long period of time, just fill that tube up. You can always take it back off, put some more in, relight it, and go for another 2 hours
That's all
or
it
so.
takes to smoke something.
That's it.
I never knew that.
Yeah, now you can hot smoke things like at maybe 165 to 225, slow smoking brisket, ribs, pulled pork, things like that. but you can't do that with cheese because it'll melt. So this way, you're not going to actually cook the pretzels. You're just going to impart smoke flavor to the pretzels. Same thing with cheese.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm excited to try it. We're going to try this out in our last half hour, so you're going to want to tune in. This is interesting. I've never seen anything like it. So, all right, well, stay with us. We got more for you coming up after the break. Man, this is always the saddest part of our Friday show, the last Friday feed hit. And Gerrod Brasseux has been with us this morning. We've been talking grilling.
Talking grilling, talking smoking. I'm all about making your home chef look like a hero. And what we did today was extremely easy.
Yeah, it was.
You only need a couple of pieces of equipment. You can do it on a grill. You can do it on a gas grill. We were talking off air. You could do it really in an ice chest, as long as the ice chest is vented. You're not generating heat, right? Just trying to contain the smoke. So this is the finished product. We have our smoked pretzels, and we got some white cheddar here and some Colby Jack.
So first
here.
the pretzel, and I think it's interesting smoking something which comes out of a package. It's hard. It's not like a moist thing to take in the smoky heat. But here we go.
You could look, if you're having a party, you could easily just open a bag of pretzels and serve them, right? But this makes you look like a hero.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's got that, and that rub you put on there, you can taste a little bit of sugar.
You get a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sweetness without a whole lot of salt, a little bit of spice on the back end. And that's really what you want to look for is they've store-wide or manufacturer-wide around the country, they've done a much better job of getting rid of the salt and adding extra flavors, extra seasonings, extra spices, where you get a whole lot more flavor without all the sodium. So it does great on something like this that already has salt on it.
Now, Jordan,
I'm going to dive into this cheese.
Try the
here.
cheese.
I cannot wait. All right. So what kind of cheese is this to begin
This
with?
one's Colby Jack, and this one's white cheddar.
Colby Jack.
White cheddar.
Smoke now.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite. It takes the smoke really, really well. The white cheeses, as opposed to the orange cheeses or yellow cheeses, will take less smoke than the yellow ones. So you don't want to leave the white ones on there for an hour, hour and a half. Just a little bit is good enough.
because you can definitely taste that smoke flavor.
Right,
in there.
and you don't want to make it bitter. You just want to give it a different flavor.
Now, the little tube, what do those run? How much?
$19.99. It's stainless steel. I have one that's about a year and a half old. Looks exactly like the one we put on the grill. You know, it'll get a little soot on it, black stuff, and that kind of thing. You hose it off, wash it. It's stainless steel, like I said. I mean, virtually lasts forever.
This white cheese is the bomb. This is something else right here.
It must be because we don't have any slices left, so everybody's been eating that one. That one's really good.
Oh man! Sorry, I just gotta go.
Jump in, look.
Pretzel
It's
down.
really good if you do a pretzel with the cheese.
So to recap, if you plan on grilling this summer, if you were watching or if you weren't watching earlier, we talked about cleaning your grills real good. You can use a standard oven cleaner, but just make sure you keep them clean, because if they've been sitting all winter, you get mold buildup.
That's right. Chances are they have something on there. And one of the things we didn't get to talk about this morning was there's a movement going on now not using wire brushes on grills. If you have some grime on there, bristles will actually come off and get stuck in there. You put a piece of meat on it, there's a chance that bristle ends up in somebody's mouth, a choking hazard, things like that. So they're recommending going with, that's why we had the pumice stones and just a Brillo pad and that kind of thing, to do those where you're not taking a chance, especially with kids.
That, and I've had chunks of the ceramic come off of the grill.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you really don't want to bear down, especially on ceramic coated surfaces, because those will kind of, they can flake off.
Well, Gerrod, as always, thanks for coming and sharing some of your wisdom with us. And get to grilling, folks.
Absolutely. It's the season. If Jordan will get us some good weather.
Finally.
We'll see.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.